Hello, welcome to the lecture on Basic Civil Engineering, Module 3, Building Construction and Building Services. In today's lecture, we'll be discussing about various load acting on the structure. The types of load acting on the structure for building and other structure can be broadly classified into three categories: vertical load, horizontal load, and longitudinal loads. Vertical load consists of dead load, live load, and impact load. Horizontal load are classified into wind load and earthquake load, and longitudinal loads are classified into tractive and braking forces are considered in special cases of design of bridges, gantry girders, etc. We'll be discussing some of the loads in details in the upcoming slides. Here you can see a picture of a building showing dead load, live load, wind load, earthquake loads. First of all, we'll be discussing dead load. Vertical load, that is considered as a dead load. Dead loads are a permanent or a stationary load which are transferred to the structure throughout its span. Dead load is primarily due to self weight of a structure member. Which are the structure members? Which may be walls, beams, columns, roof, slab, etc. The calculation of dead loads of each structures are calculated by the volumes of each section and multiplying with unit weight. So here we will be discussing some of the unit weight for some of the materials. For brick masonry, unit weight is 18 kN per meter cube. Stone masonry, it is 20 to 28 kN per meter cube. PCC, plain cement concrete, we are taking 24 kN per meter cube. If it is RCC, we are taking 24 up to 25 years we can take kilonewton per meter cube. For timber we are taking 5 to 8 kilonewton per meter cube. So for dead load calculation we are using the volume of section into this unit weight. Now I will be talking about imposed load or a live load. It is a second vertical load which is considered in the design of structure. Live loads are either movable or moving load without any acceleration or impact. Loads are assumed to be provided by intended use of occupancy of building, including the weight of movable partition or furniture, etc. We are taking live load because it's it is kept on the changing from time to time, and these live loads may be furniture of the building, which may be human being also, which may be machinery, etc. It is one of the major load in the design. Minimum values of live loads to be assumed in as per given in IS 875 part 2. It depends upon the intended use of building. Here you can see some of the live loads given. For bathroom and toilet it is taken as 2 kN per meter square. For living room it is taken as 2 kN per meter square. For office it is taken as 2.5. For kitchen, dwelling, hostel, hotel we are taking 3 kN per meter cube. For banking hall we are taking 3 kN per meter square. As we all know that public building we have to take 3 to 5 kN per meter square. Wind load. Wind load is primarily horizontal load caused by the moving of air related to earth. Wind load is required to be considered in a structural design, especially when the health of building exceeds two times the dimension transfers to exposed wind surface. Low-rise building, say up to 4 to 5 story, wind load is not critical because the moment of resistance provided by the continuous of floor system to column connection and walls provided between the columns are sufficient to accommodate the effect of forces. Further, in limit state method, the factors for design load is reduced to be 1.2 dead load live load plus wind load. And the wind is considered as against the factor of 1.5 dead load plus live load when wind is not considered. So for low rise building, wind load is not calculated. If it is above 5 story, or you can say high rise building, wind load is considered. Calculation of wind load depend upon the factors which may be velocity of wind and size of building. Complete details of calculation of wind load is given in the IS 875 part 3. Here in IS 87 part 3 we have basic wind pressure VB, which is taken from the map of India, and this VB is used to calculate the design wind velocity VZ. VZ equal to K1, K2, K3, VB. K1 is the risk coefficient. K2 is the terrain coefficient or size of a structure or height of a, we can say, dimension. K3 is depend upon topography of factor, and our VB is the wind base, wind speed. Design wind pressure is given by 0.6 Vz square. For above 30 meter height, wind pressure increases. Snow load constitute the vertical loads in the building, but these loads of building are considerably only in the snow place, falling places. The expression of wind load is given in the IS 875 part 4. Minimum snow load on the roof area of any other area above the ground which is subjected to snow accumulation is obtained by the expression S is equal to mu S0, where you can see S is the design snow load of plain area of roof, mu is the shape coefficient, and S0 is the ground snow load. I'll be talking about the earthquake loads. Earthquake forces constitute to be vertical and horizontal forces on the building. Total vibration caused by the earthquake may be resolved into three mutual perpendicular directions, usually taken as a vertical and two horizontal direction. Movement of vertical direction does not cause forces in the substructure to any significant effect. We can say that vertical forces does not damage much in the any structure, but horizontal forces are considered to be very dangerous. So design according to the Earthquake load is considered where earthquake prone areas are available. Response of structure to the ground vibration is a function of nature of foundation, soil size and mode of construction, and duration and intensity of ground motion. These earthquake loads calculations are given in 1893 2016. Seismic acceleration for the design may be arrived at the form of seismic coefficient, and it is which is defined as the ratio of acceleration due to earthquake and acceleration due to gravity. Monolithic reinforced concrete structure located in the zone 2 and 3 without more than 5-story high and height and importance factor less than 1, the seismic force are not critical. Other load as per clause 19.6 IS 456 2000, it is given. In addition to above load discussed, some of the forces we are talking such as foundation movement, elastic, axial shortening, soil and fluid pressure, vibration, fatigue, impact, erection load, stress concentration effect due to point load and like. Here is the useful IS code for the discussed load acting on the building. Thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned with us. Bye bye.